In today's brief video, I want to provide you guys with 4 primary reasons why people struggle to stay sober and avoid relapse, especially when it comes to quitting smoking weed. Although today's video is focused on cannabis and weed products, this video content could apply to any addiction. Alcohol, nicotine, adult media content, stimulants, all addictions that I once struggled with. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name's Dr. Frank, and if you want to learn more about our paid one-on-one addiction recovery coaching programs or our supplement products designed to help reduce cravings and help people quit, be sure to check out the pinned comment or the video description at the end of today's video. One of the primary reasons why I see especially younger people, let's say someone in their teens or early college years or early adulthood, struggle to stay sober is because they largely lack purpose and they don't have a lot of obligations or responsibilities at that point in their life. Let's say between the ages of 15 to 25, a lot of people, they don't have children, they don't have a family of their own, they're just starting to get their feet wet with their career, or they're still in college or they're still in high school, and they don't have something that they can become obsessed over. They don't have something that they're gonna have a lot of passion about that's gonna then provide them with purpose. And this is one of the major struggles that I had when I was in my early 20s, late teen years, and even into early adulthood, is I was still finding my place in my career and my family and all that stuff. And I just see a ton of people struggle with this. The only way to cure one obsession, and addiction is largely an obsession, is with a new obsession. And ideally that obsession is something that you can become passionate about that's going to give you a sense of purpose. I'd be lying if I didn't say that my YouTube channel and my addiction recovery coaching services and businesses didn't give me a massive sense of purpose. It's not only a career for me, not only does it drive me an income, but there's a huge amount of purpose and pleasure that I get from being able to help so many people as we do. That's one reason why. So if you're quitting drugs and you're struggling to stay sober, what is your purpose? What is your passion? What is your new obsession? The next thing that I see why people struggle to stay sober is you could have the person who has the career, they have the family, and they have everything in the world going for them. And in many cases, this is the individual that I think has just failed to integrate proper coping mechanisms into their day-to-day life. They have so much going on. They have 2 or 3 kids. They have the wife and the husband at home. They have the booming, successful career. They're an entrepreneur and their business is just taking off. They're making a ton of money. Finances aren't a problem. And they just have so much happening every single day. They find themselves saying, I just need to catch a break. I just need to catch my breath. And they've taught themselves how to cope with drugs as a way to catch their breath or as a way to get that break. That's coming home at night and smoking weed just to shut off their mind. This is another side of the spectrum that I see that's a huge problem. Now, for me personally, I've been on both sides of this. I've been on the side of sobriety where I didn't have a lot going on. I really didn't have much purpose. I didn't have any obligations. I didn't have any real responsibilities. So I was using drugs and staying sober was hard. I've been on the other side of it as a professional where I did build up my career, where I did start to build significant relationships. And as things started to expand in my life and take off, I wasn't familiar with how to handle that pressure, and I never took the time to develop proper coping skills or proper outlets, and then substances crept back into my life. So those are 2 main things that I see. Reason number 3 is the peers that you hang around, the people that you're with. A lot of people struggle to stay sober because they're surrounded by family or friends who are constantly partaking in substance use. And this does make, especially in the beginning, sobriety a really challenging task. If you're trying to quit smoking weed and you're in college and you live in a frat house where all they do is drink and smoke weed and talk about getting girls and whatever type of behaviors go on in a lot of these places nowadays, it's really, really hard. In fact, arguably college in and of itself is a really really hard environment to stay sober. And if we're talking about weed and nicotine, unfortunately, high schools have become a really hard environment to stay sober in, right? Most high school kids that I work with, they can't even use the bathroom without smelling weed, without, being pressured to hit a vape. And it's not even like peer pressure, like, yo, you have to hit this. It's just they've done it before. They're around it all day long for whatever it is, 6-7 hours a day in school. And then they're on it, they're around it on the bus ride home, and they just can't escape it. So that makes for a really hard environment. And especially as we get older and we have the ability to change our environment, to change our peer groups, to change our friends pretty easily, right? It's become very easy for me to cut people out of my life and bring new people into my life. I've become very, very selective on who I speak with, who I hang out with in my sobriety process. When you're younger, it's not that easy. But if you are older and you're watching this, take a look at your peer groups. What type of people are you hanging around? Do they have the same goals, the same ambitions that you do? Do they value their health and this maybe sobriety process at all, or any fraction to the degree that you do? You might have to start to change up your peer circles. The next thing that I would tell you to look at is lack of support groups. A lot of people, when it comes to early sobriety, they just lack support to maintain it. Now, I'm not personally part of any groups except for the groups that I run through my addiction recovery coaching programs. We have the free Kick It support community, which you get with our purchase of our supplement. There's the QR code there. I think we got like 400 members in there. Right? We have paid coaching that I offer. We're going to have a monthly paid coaching program soon. Anyways, look, there's Marijuana Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcohol Anonymous. I'm not part of any of those things anymore. The support groups I'm part of are more business oriented. They're more content creation oriented. They're more marketing oriented. But a lot of people, they lack support. And early in sobriety, I think it's great to get involved with groups that can relate to you and that can hold you accountable. But once you're sober, right? Once you're recovered and you're done with the substance, I think it's important to move into different peer groups or different support groups where you can start to use those to pursue future ambitions or future goals and hang out with people who have similar interests in mind. If you're sober, you quit smoking weed, but your peer group is still smoking a lot, not only is that going to pressure you, but if you're constantly with them on the weekends, you're going out to drink, you're watching the sports games at the bars, you're not going to advance. So getting sober is one thing, but the goal of getting sober was to advance. And a lot of times we see an advancement in our mental health, in our physical health, and we see an advancement in the peers or the people that we're hanging out with, right? We want to start to hang around people who we can level up with, not people who are going to hold us back and hold us down. And I'm not saying that from a judgmental standpoint. Some people are perfectly content drinking their beer, smoking their weed, hanging out on the weekends. Just for me, that was no longer working, and that environment was holding me back. So to quit a drug, my goal wasn't to get sober. My goal was to better my life. My goal was to better my life for my family. My goal was to better my businesses. That was the purpose of getting sober. So once I quit, I wanted to make sure that I would put myself around people, places, and things that were going to allow for that to happen. And it has happened over the last several years. So I'd say another big thing would be the withdrawals, especially early on in the cravings. My channel has over 900 videos talking about the mindset necessary to overcome that. But recently, we did launch our Kick It chewing gum Crave Less product, which has KSM 66 ashwagandha to help ease symptoms of depression and anxiety. It's been shown to clinically reduce stress, KSM 66 that is. And then we put N-acetylcysteine in here, which has been shown to help reduce cravings and stimulate some of that dopamine production, among a host of other benefits. You can learn more about that in the pinned comment, where you can also learn about our paid one-on-one coaching programs. Look, my content is designed to help you get sober for free. It's after you quit the drug, or if you're really struggling to quit, I can help you. But that's really where I can come in to help you come up with a plan and maintain this and help to hold you accountable. That's what our coaching is all about. Or, of course, we do have the people that can't seem to figure it out? Why am I successful? Why do I have all these positive things going in my life, but I can't quit the drug? I have nothing going in my life. I've quit the drug. Now, how do I build it up? We can help with all that stuff, guys. Which category did you fall into? Let me know in the comments below. Is it the withdrawals category? Is it the I'm achieving everything and I'm overwhelmed and I can't cope? Is it the I got nothing going for me and maybe it's time I get my butt into gear category? Is it the peers? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know what's holding you back from permanently quitting smoking weed or giving up alcohol or whatever, nicotine, whatever it may be. Good luck, guys.